So once again, people of God, this is an opportunity for us to right now to listen to a life experience. Let's pay attention to what our brother here has to say.
My name is Valentine Abazie from Imo State, Nigeria. So I went to Libya 2015. So my intention going there was to cross over from Libya to Europe. So when I got there, things had been so hectic. So I don't have enough money to cross over. So I stayed in Libya to work for a while to raise the money so I will cross the sea. So when I was in the ghetto, that's called it camp, I met a lady there. So we know ourselves in Libya, but I did not know her family in Nigeria. So we started contacting. By then, I have phone, so I used to use my phone to call their family in Nigeria. So all of a sudden, we started friending ourselves. So on the process, so he told her mother that, so by then, so I promised that we were going to marry, so both of us will cross over there. So from there, then we will now send money to Nigeria, so they will do our process of marriage and other things.
Okay, so we just want to understand clearly what our brother is saying. He's explaining that he went to Libya in search of greener pastures, hoping to cross the Mediterranean Sea to Europe. But upon getting to Libya, he was struggling, trying to raise enough money there to cross over. And in that process, he met a young lady who was also in Libya for the same purpose, a Nigerian. And the two of them befriended themselves and started a relationship. And in the process, this young lady was using his phone to regularly call her mother here in Nigeria. Although this young man has never met or known this lady's family, they only met themselves whilst they were in Libya, trying to get across the ocean to Italy, to Europe, to start life there. So continue from there, brother.
So when she called her mother and told her about me, that she got someone that she wants to marry, it's okay, no problem. So I was there, and by then I've not raised the money for crossing. So they pushed her to another seaside where they will cross her over. I said, okay, don't worry. If you get there before me, no problem. Then after everything, since I have your contacts, your people contacts, then when I get there, I will call you. Then we'll start our life over there. So when they push her to another side, that's Prata, and that's seaside, I said, okay, it's any information. But then they don't have phone there. So if their parents will use my phone, they will call my number. Then I will now call somebody that is there to give her the message over there. So when they went to seaside, their mother always call me and ask me how about her. I say she's fine. I used to hear about her. I say everything is okay. So when they now push her to seaside, so they both then put her. So the boat now capsized in the sea. So she was among the survived ones. So they now came back to Libya again, and she now borrowed food from somewhere and called me. So I went and picked her. By then I have where I'm living. So
she was on the boat that capsized as it was trying to cross over, and in that boat, many people died?
No, not all people died. Some people died, and she's among the survived ones. So when I called me and told me where she is, so I now went and picked her and put her where I'm living, in living house. So that's how we started our friendship. So I said, okay, no problem. Me and you will cross over. Me and you will cross together. So she now got pregnant for me. So on the process, getting to 6 months. So by then I have money by then. So okay, it's time for we to cross to Europe now. Almost 6 months.
So at this point, brother, the lady you met had become pregnant.
Yeah. When she came back from the sea. And I took her to my living house. That's where she got pregnant for me. So we now plan how to cross between me and her together to Europe. So when she was 6 months now, I never knew any of their family, but do communicate on phone. So when we now tried to cross, staying in seaside, then she was 6 months pregnancy. So the sea started having a problem. Libyan people, there are many police catching people, putting them in the prison, so everybody was afraid. And then we was still in the camp near the seaside. So delaying, too much of delaying. So we not be able to cross again until when last month, September, when our time for to deliver has already reached. So, and Libya, there's no freedom. If you don't have any passport or you don't have any paper, you can't go outside and you can't move anyhow. And when we was in living house, because you don't used to go to medical care checkup because of Libya's situation.
Okay, so I hope we're understanding what our brother's saying. He said that after he impregnated this particular lady, she was living with him in Libya, and when she was 6 months pregnant, they planned together to cross over on the sea to Italy, hoping that when they reached there, she would deliver her child there and they would start a life as a married couple there. However, the weather conditions were very bad at that period, and she was unable, him and her were unable to go across. They were staying in a camp, hoping to cross over the sea to reach Europe. They were unable to until the point where the lady concerned became 8.5 months pregnant, heavily pregnant, and at that time she needed medical attention and medical care. But because they were refugees in Libya, they didn't have valid passports or documents, they were unable to have access to medical care, and at this point she was really having a lot of challenges with her pregnancy and was experiencing a lot of pain. So continue from that point, brother.
Okay, thank you. So that is why we are waiting for complete 8 months and getting to 9 months. So the push could not be. There's not a way for it to cross because the sea are getting problem by then. UN and other things, Libyan people, they are making problem over there. So people could not be able to enter the Europe because of their problem. So we are waiting for the sea to settle before the time for her to deliver has already come to pass. So, and due to there's no way you can go outside and deliver to hospital. So when we was in the camp, some people some nurses, passengers like us nurse that knows about how to deliver people, they tried to help her so she can deliver. But for 2 days, so she couldn't deliver. She couldn't push the baby out. So they tried their best. So getting to the 3rd day.
So you mean she was in labor for 3 full days?
Yeah, for 2 days.
And that was in this camp without any medical attention or care?
No medical attention because of we are afraid of going out to hospital because of maybe they can easily catch us on the way and arrest us. So they tried their best to make sure she delivered the baby for that 2 months. So she couldn't deliver it. When I called the people that used to push us to Europe, so he now sent the Libyan person to come and take us to hospital. By then it's getting to 3 days. So he took us to hospital. For the first hospital, they said they scan everything. They said she has a high BP pressure. That is too much, that she can't deliver the baby unless operation. So in the process, now they now direct us to another hospital in that same state. The same thing they said. Before they now transfer us to another state out of the state where we are, that general hospital. So they now sent ambulance to come and pick us. But then she's already weak. She can't talk. She can't eat nothing. So when we get there now, in the midnight, around 2 o'clock, they now took her to the labor room. So by then I was outside waiting. So when I now came out, that was morning because when they around 2 o'clock in the midnight, that was 2 in the morning. So they now came out. So I slept outside. They now came out and told me that she couldn't survive the operation, that they did her operation. She couldn't survive it. So all of a sudden she died. But they already operated the baby and bring out the baby and took the baby to incubator for him to survive.
So people of God, I hope we understand what our brother's saying. At the time where the lady in question had been in labor for up to 3 days without being able to give birth, finally our brother had to call one of those involved in trafficking people across the sea from Libya to Europe, and seeing her terrible condition, he actually helped take her to a hospital. But upon reaching the hospital and going to various hospitals, finally when the lady underwent an operation to remove the pregnancy, as the baby was taken out, the lady died. And she died moments after the baby had come out, and that was the news that our brother met waiting outside, that the lady he impregnated in Libya who had never known her family, never known her parents. That lady had died, and the newborn baby was left alone with him. Continue from there, brother.
So when they came out from the hospital and told them that she had died, okay, after some days, I called their people in Nigeria and told them they know about it. They said, okay, no problem. They said, so what about the baby? I say, they are still praying for God. You survive. So for about 2 days later, now when I went to my house, so I bought some drugs and give money to give them so they will give him injection, other things. So after the 4 days now, I went and take my baby from the hospital to my living house. So, and there's no way I can take care of the baby there because the mother now is still in the mortuary right now before they raid everywhere in Libya. So that when I now met, we are living in the same house, this lady. So she's the one helping me to take care of the baby, bathing on that, and giving him baby food.
So the lady beside you is someone you met in Libya who is just assisting you to take care, to clean the child because you have no experience with this and the mother of the child is late.
Exactly, yeah.
So what happened that you now were returned to Nigeria?
Okay, because they say UN are already giving Libya authority to send some Oduho people that are not in Libya citizens to come to go back to their country because of their election. That's what we had. So they are raiding all the whole Libya. So I'm among them. So yeah, when I took my baby home, they came to my house and bust our house and arrest everybody that is there.
So you were arrested with this little baby in Libya and taken to prison with this little baby?
Yes. So that's how we now arrested in Libya from prison to prison until we now get to the deporting camp before they now deport us. So they have to take this lady along with me so I will take care of the baby because when I was in Libya, I never knew any of the member of the family of the girl. So there's no way I can locate them. So that is why people that came together as a refugee from Libya, so we came together. So when we came together, they settled all of them. But when I briefed to the people that's here, they asked me to wait, that my case is different.
Okay, so what you're saying, brother, is that from the prison camp, you were deported back to Nigeria.
Yeah.
And upon arriving in Nigeria, you realized that you had no means of reaching the family, the grandparents of this little girl because you didn't have their contacts. And you decided to come to the Synagogue Church of All Nations, believing that you would have divine intervention here, and you explained your case to the evangelists here. Is that right?
Okay.
So as you're here right now, when did you arrive back in Nigeria?
We came back on Tuesday.
So our brother has just arrived back to the country. And just to be very clear, brother, the sister that is sitting down here, you just met her in Libya. She's just assisting you with this child, not that you had any prior relationship with her.
No, I don't have anything contact with her. Just helping me to take care of the baby. So that's how I know her. I know her in Libya. So even he is supposed to have gone to their state, but she's the one helping me. And there's no way I can contact the family of the baby. And so there's no way. That is why I came to church, for them to help me to locate the family of my late wife.
So people of God, we can see on the screen there some clips of when the deportees arrived from Libya, coming straight to the Synagogue Church of All Nations with only the clothes on their backs. Many of them had been in Libya for many years, struggling, returning homes with nothing. And the case of our brother here, he came with this little baby, not knowing the parents or the family members of the mother of this child, as the mother died in very, very traumatic circumstances in Libya. And the lady that is sitting here is also a deportee from Libya who is just assisting the brother to help with the child as the child. Let's hear from our brother. How old is the baby in her hands?
A month and 2 weeks now.
So just 2 weeks old.
Yeah, because he was born on 5th September, getting to 2 months now.
Okay. So you hear from our brother that just a month and 2 weeks old is how old this little baby is. And even when the baby was born, because of the circumstances surrounding the birth, the baby had to be taken to an incubator, to various different medical devices to try and enable it to survive because of the circumstances to which it was born. And that's why our brother is here. So brother, as you're here in the Synagogue Church of All Nations, what is it that you're asking Jesus Christ to do in your situation now?
I want a man of God to help me because now I don't have anything. So I'm just like, because when they deported me, I don't have anything. And the baby, many things. I have lost many things. So I don't have anything with me to take care of the baby and many things. I don't have a job to. That is why I'm struggling my life. So I want man of God to help me to survive.
Okay, so people of God, we've listened to the cry of our brother. And as was mentioned here, the large group of deportees arrived from Libya during the week and came to the Synagogue Church of All Nations. And we're here to inform the church that Prophet T.B. Joshua's attention was drawn to the case of our brother. And by the special grace of God, Prophet T.B. Joshua has located and invited the family members of the lady who died in Libya. Our brother has never seen them physically before. They too have never seen him before, but through the divine intervention of Jesus Christ, Prophet T.B. Joshua, through the Spirit of God, was able to locate the family members of this little child, and they are here in our midst right now. We want to invite them to come forward.
Vamos a escuchar la experiencia de vida de este muchacho que nos visita desde Liberia. Él es un nigeriano que vive en Liberia y él conoció a una dama allí donde se enamoró y ella quedó embarazada de él. Nos comenta que esta muchacha estaba embarazada, ellos estaban planeando pasar a la barrera de Europa, pero por el caso de que ellos estaban indocumentados pensaban hacerlo en la noche. Fueron a un campamento a vivir y la muchacha mientras estaba embarazada ella comenzó a tener trabajo de parto. Entonces ellos tuvieron un tiempo muy largo con el trabajo de parto, pidiéndole al hombre que los había llevado al campamento que los pueda llevar por favor a una ambulancia, a un hospital. Fueron al hospital, la mujer estaba muy débil. Luego de dar a luz al bebé que vemos aquí en pantalla, ella murió. El bebé estuvo en trabajo para que el bebé estuviera más fuerte. Este muchacho se hizo cargo del niño. Él se acaba de encontrar con esta mujer en la prisión en Liberia, ya que ellos están indocumentados, y él le pide al hombre de Dios que pueda localizar a los padres de la mujer que murió a causa de tener a este bebé.
Nous avons entendu le témoignage très, très touchant de cet homme qui a dit qu'il est allé chercher l'aventure pour aller en Europe. Il a voulu traverser à travers la Libye pour aller traverser la Méditerranée et aller en Europe, mais durant cette pérégrination, le bateau a coulé plusieurs fois, il a risqué sa vie plusieurs fois. Durant cette vie d'aventure, il était parqué dans un camp de réfugiés, et là, il fit la rencontre avec une femme qui était réfugiée en même temps. Ils se sont rencontrés, la femme est tombée enceinte. Mais lorsqu'elle était enceinte, durant la période d'accouchement, l'accouchement s'est très mal passé et la femme est morte, donnant naissance à un petit bébé. Et il ne savait pas comment faire pour s'occuper de ce bébé. Et une jeune fille qui était réfugiée, qui est assise sur ce siège, c'est elle qui l'a aidé à prendre soin de l'enfant. Donc lui, il n'avait absolument rien, aucun moyen de s'occuper de ce bébé. C'est ainsi qu'il a trouvé la grâce d'être déporté, d'être envoyé au Nigeria. Il est venu au Nigeria avec ce bébé. Il est venu avec un groupe de réfugiés que le prophète Joshua a accueilli à l'église. Et durant cet accueil, l'homme de Dieu a pris conscience du cas de cet enfant et de cet homme. Et il a essayé de chercher la famille de l'enfant qu'elle a retrouvée. Donc voici la véritable famille de la femme qui est décédée, qui est ici à ses côtés, et ont pris l'enfant en soin. L'homme de Dieu s'est engagé à les aider.
So people of God, we understand this is a very emotional moment we are witnessing right now. We just want to take the time to listen to the family members who Prophet T.B. Joshua invited because of this brother's case. So our mother here, we'd like to hear a word from you. Could you please introduce yourself to us and tell us what can you say concerning the story that has just been narrated?
Praise Master Jesus. My name is Esther Okonkwo. I'm a businesswoman living in Benin. Just one day like that, my daughter called me. He said, Mommy, I want to travel out. I tell my daughter, from which side? He said, I said, no, wait. I know that you want to travel, wait. The thing when I hear is that she have already reached Libya. Mommy sent money. I call Onyekachi. Waiting. You won't kill me when you know I not get mind. He said, Mommy, send money, come. You want to cross. That's why I send money, go give her. He said, you won't cross. I don't know how they do. I don't know how they live. Small time, he called me, he said, Mommy, he see one boy there. He see one Maria. I say, hey. He not tell me, say, he take in. God is my witness. He not tell me. But the thing when I see here is that on a good day like that, I just go market. I'm a businesswoman. At a trade market. I just offload, then call me. He said, they're under labor. Which type of labor? Labor? I leave motor, leave a driver with the load. I run, go inside my house. I pray. I took a picture to altar. I pray. He reached on Tuesday afternoon. Then call me. Mama, are you in the house? Now I said, no. I did market. He said, now go your house. My junior brother. Now I moved to my house. He then comes, Onyeka die. My enemy run mad. If I tell you, I run mad. It's my first daughter, 27 years old. I don't know how I go take read them. I don't know how to take. I don't even know the husband. But today, when I say they communicate for inside Facebook, if you say that today, me see him face to face.
So you mean to say, Madam, that the young brother standing here and the other lady, you have never seen them before?
No. It's my first day to see him like this. When the thing happened, 4 days we didn't hear them. I said, so Onyeka die. He can die for Lord. My enemy just lose everything in life. I will begin to pray. It reached about 4 days. They send the picture for this baby. I begin to use the picture. They pray day and night. I was so surprised. On Thursday, I got a call. He said it's from TB Joshua. Whether I know concerning Valentine. I said, I don't know face to face, but we always talk for Facebook. I don't know. He asked me, can you explain about it? I said, yes. They say he pregnant my daughter. On the process of delivery, it died. I said, yeah, it's my baby now. The person I asked, he said, Madam, calm down. Now he got food.
So that was how Prophet TB Joshua invited you here to the Synagogue Church of All Nations.
TB Joshua invite us to come. Me with her chichi. Now we come on Friday. That's Friday.
And that's how. So once again, people of God, we just want to fully understand what our mother is saying. She is explaining how she had actually warned her daughter not to travel abroad, that she should be patient and wait for the right time. But one day upon coming home from market, she realized that her daughter had left, and she later learned that she was in Libya. And through their conversation, she found out that she had tried to cross over the sea to Europe on several occasions, unsuccessfully, even a time where the boat capsized and many people died, and she was one of the sole survivors. And she later learned that she had befriended a gentleman in Libya, and at that point that she had become pregnant. And also our mother learned one day that as she was in labor, her daughter had actually died, but had given birth to a child before she finally passed away. And it was only after this brother and the several others who were deported from Libya returned to Nigeria that a phone call was given to our mother from Prophet TB Joshua in the Synagogue Church of All Nations, inviting her to be here. And it's here in the church that she is seeing the gentleman that her daughter had a relationship with and wanted to marry, and the father of this child. She's seeing him for the very first time, and she's seeing the child belonging to her late daughter for the very first time. So, Mama, what can you say about what God has done for you to be holding this child in your hands right now?
Yes, I am thanking God. And when they call me concerning this child, they say he did the synagogue. I say, oh, God, I thank you. He did the right hand of God, which I know. I was thanking God.
Today, you are happy to know that you have seen the gentleman concerned and you have reconciled with this beautiful baby boy through the intervention of Jesus Christ.
Yes.
Let's put our hands together for Jesus Christ. And, Madam, who is the young lady standing beside you?
Chinonso Okonkwo.
Who is she to you?
She's now Onyeka senior 2 times.
Okay, so she's your daughter and the sister of the lady that passed away in Libya.
Yes.
So let's just hear a quick word from our sister as well. So sister, you're welcome. Please introduce yourself to us and just tell us what can you also say concerning the experience, the life experience that has just been narrated here.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Okonkwo Chinomso. It happened like this. When my sister was about to travel, she told me that she wanted to travel. Then I told her not to travel, that she should wait. Then few days later, I heard that she left already. Then when she got to Libya, she contacted my mom, and my mom told me that your sister has arrived to Libya. I was like, why did she not listen to us? So something like that, and she was there for a year plus. She wanted to cross. She was not able to cross. Then my mom was like, if you can't cross, come home. Come home. Maybe it was because of the pregnancy. That was the reason she refused to come home, because she didn't tell my mom that she was pregnant. Later, we heard that she was in labor. After that, she died.
So what can you say concerning what God has done for you and your family by reconciling you with this baby boy here in the Synagogue Church of All Nations?
I'm so happy to see my late sister's son, because it was not easy for a child to be born in Libya, also come back to Nigeria alive. I thank God for what he has done for us. Thank you.
Amen. Let's put our hands together for Jesus Christ. So finally, we want to just hear a word of advice from our mother. Mama, based on what has happened to your daughter and this life experience, what is your advice to our viewers?
Though I don't feel talk, but any of my children when say you pass, though I don't agree. I am advancing people not to follow that land again.
We have listened to the experience of this family. Our brother explained how he met the sisters, who is late today. And as you've heard from Mama, Mama said she's seen this brother for the first time ever since as our daughter died. They came here today because the news I heard in the first place was that our daughter died. And they never knew how they are going to get the child, because they were told that the government has taken the child. The child is under somebody which they don't know. But this brother came among those who were deported last week with a sister seated over there. They came with this baby, and after listening to everyone one by one, the Synagogue Church of All Nations realized that this case needs to be looked into. It's more than an issue of giving money. After helping each and every one of them listen to their issue, the man of God established them on how to move on and start with their lives. Then from there, the man of God took it up within himself that this issue needs to be taken care properly. As in, the church must look for the family concerned, since this brother claimed that he had never met with the mother of his wife, his late wife. So the church took it upon themselves by looking for the mother who is here in our midst today and the little sister, so that they can be reconciled, and the child will now be taken proper care from the mother, meaning that the child will be taken from the father to the late mom's mother, so that she can be able to take care of that child. That is why you see what is happening right here. You can see on the screen of your television the picture of the sister who gave birth to the child.
When I was in Libya, we are living in the same house. So when I brought the baby to live in house, so there's no other baby that can help me to take care of the baby. So she's the one that helping me to take birth and give baby food and other
Okay,
things.
can we quickly listen to her? Tell us your name and tell us your own condition at the moment.
My name is Cherish. I went to Libya July, and I'm pregnant.
You are pregnant?
Yes.
Okay. So you also went to Libya, right?
Yes.
So where is the father of your baby, expected baby?
Before my commencement to Libya, 2 weeks after our mom's burial, he has gone back to Italy.
Okay, so we understand that for the past 1 month, you've been taking care of this child.
Yes.
Can you explain to us a little bit about your role?
I was a mother there for him. So when they brought the child from incubator, I was in the living house with them. So they gave me the child to take care of, and I'll be taking care of him now. The baby is just 2 months old.
The baby is just 2 months old.
Yes.
And have you ever seen this woman sitting down here? Have you ever seen them before?
No.
Okay, tell us, how old are you? And if you can just explain to us, for the benefit of young ones who are watching, listening to you, how old are you and why did you make this journey to Libya?
I'm 25 years old. I graduated this year, July, from Delta State University, Science Department. So my brother and my family, relative, they're over there. When I got home after I finished my project in school, my brother decided to take 6 girls and 3 boys over to Italy. So that day, I came back from school. I was washing outside when my mom called. So when my mom finished calling, after my brother called my mom, they finished explaining, talking to each other. I told my mom that I would follow the people going. So my mom was like, "Are you sure you want to make this journey?" I said, yes. She said, okay. She prayed for me. Then he phoned my dad. My dad said, no problem, that I should continue, that their grace is with me.
So where is your mother and where is your father?
My mom is in Edo State.
You are also from Edo State. And your dad?
My dad is in Edo State, but I'm not from Edo State. They live in Edo State.
So you mean after graduated from science in the University of Delta, you actually make the journey to Libya?
Yes.
And I believe the road must have been so rough. Can you explain to us all this road? In the first place, why did you decide to go to Libya in the first place after being a graduate?
After my graduation, I just rounded up this year, July, when I entered the journey. So after I finished my project, I submitted my project on Friday in school. They marked my project and started preparing my result. I came back home on Saturday. Then on Monday of it, I started the journey. The road is not easy. It's very difficult. It's not the way we hear it, we see it. Just take the grace of God. People that are going, you hear that they confirm. It's not easy. From Libya to Italy, just 4-hour journey, separated by the sea. And it's balloon, they do keep people that's crossing over. Many were dead. Even when the war started, we had the ghetto first. They came with bombs, start bombing everywhere. I've even said my last prayer that God should accept my soul. I was thinking that night that everybody there would just pass on that way, but God just came to our rescue, that UN rescue came. Even when we are walking, you'll be seeing dead bodies on the floor. Everybody died, as in, people that died, there are more than millions. Straight about babies, mothers, black. When they are fighting, when these white people are abused, they are fighting, they start with the black.
And you were among those that were also taken to prison in Libya?
Yes, I was among those that was taken in the prison.
So once again, people of God, we're just learning a life lesson from the confessions we're listening to right now. Our sister's explaining the terrible conditions that she experienced and underwent when she traveled in an illegal way to Libya. And as a result of that, she is advising people of God and all those listening to her that they should never, under any circumstances, attempt to take such a journey. Because as she's here right now, she's now pregnant, and the father of her child is not with her. He has traveled abroad, and even though she has graduated, she's not in a condition right now to be able to use her certificates in the right way. So once again, we're asking these questions so that people of God can learn, and so that we can also, the youth especially who are watching this program live on Emmanuel TV, will be cautioned against ever considering such a journey. As Prophet T.B. Joshua often says, it's not where you are, but who you are that matters. And indeed, our youth should know that we should not be too hasty in an attempt to travel abroad at all costs. We must be patient and wait for God's appointed time, because if it's God's time for us to travel, we will travel in a right way, in a legal way, and in a way that will glorify His holy name. So once again, people of God, let's make sure we learn lessons from the experiences in life that we're hearing right now.
So you traveled just few months ago.
Yes.
Okay. You know, we are saying this because I think you didn't know how the grace God has given you. You are such a beautiful lady. And I believe that when you went to the university to study for 4 years or 5 years of your time at the university, you never planned to end this way.
No.
Madam, I believe if you know that this is how the story is going to end, you will not allow your child to travel.
First agree before. I said, I thought I had to wait.
Okay, now with what has happened to you, Mama, what advice you want to give to parents?
Now it's prayers, yeah. It's prayer. When you talk to a child, let that child hear from you. When you talk to a child like this, you pray, let that child hear from you.
Once again, let us put our hands together for our Lord Jesus.